Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going on about the quadratic equation. Quadratic equation is one of the most important topics when you want to learn about algebra of mathematics, and in this video, we've been step by step how to solve quadratic equation by formula. The first step, you need to identify the general form of quadratic equation, and I have the form of equation like ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. The first step, we identify a, b, and c. A is a coefficient of x squared, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant number. And the next step, we will identify the discriminant. The discriminant, we have the delta like a triangle equal to b squared minus 4ac. And b squared minus 4ac is a formula of the discriminant. And what is a, b, and c? The value of a, b, c is we can take from the step 1. And step 3, we identify the formula of x1 minus b plus square root discriminant divided by 2a. And x2 equal to negative b minus square root of discriminant divided by 2a. Okay, now take example. I have example of this question: x squared plus x and minus 2 equal to 0. The first step, identify a, b, c. A is the coefficient of x squared. From here, we have nothing multiplied with x squared, but it's not 0. It is 1 because we have 1 multiply x squared will be equal to x squared. That's why we got a equal to 1. The same thing for x, we got b equal to 1. And c, a lot of my students tell me that c equal to 2, but it's not. C equal to negative 2. The odd number of c we have here is plus c equal to 0. And this position we got plus negative 2. That's why we got negative 2 is value of c. And then we determine discriminant. Discriminant b squared minus 4ac. The most important thing about this step, I think you should repeat the formula, because after a long time you take repetition of discriminant, you will remember this formula. B squared, I mean 1 square, minus 4 multiply a, okay, a is 1. And how about c? You should not write down like this, because this one is negative number, so I will put it into the bracket like this. And then calculation, you got, calculating, you got equal to 9. And 3, example, h1, negative b plus square root discriminant divided by 2a. Repeat formula first, right? Negative b is mean negative 1 plus square root discriminant. We substitute the value of discriminant in this position, and you got square root of 9 and divide by 2 multiply a, I mean 1. Square root of 9, you got 3 minus 1, you got 2, 2 divided by 2, you got 1. And how about x2? You got negative b minus square root discriminant divided by 2a minus 1 minus square root of 9 divided by 2 multiply 1. This is negative 4 divided by 2, so negative 2 will be the final answer. And the question, the answer of this question, we got two solutions of x. The first one, you got x equal to 1. And the second one, x equal to negative 2. That is example. The first example about quadratic formula. Solving by formula. Okay, the next question. The next question you have here is 3x squared minus x and minus 2 equal to 0. Step 1. Determine a, b, c. A equal to 3, the coefficient of x squared. About b, b equal to negative 1 because the number multiplied with x in this here is negative 1. It's not 1, negative 1. C equal to negative 2. I think you understand this step. And the next one, you determine the discriminant b squared minus 4ac. b squared, you got -1, but you should not write out like this because this is a negative number. I will put it in a bracket like this, and -4 multiply a and multiply c, negative number again, so bracket again. This will be equal to 24, and the final is 25. The value of discriminant is 25, and put it into the formula of h1, negative b plus square root of discriminant divided by 2a, negative b, negative 1. Why? Because we have -1 is value of b. So this is negative b, it means we have a 2 minus sign. And the first minus sign we'll put it into the bracket because this one is a negative number. But the negative outside is negative, that is the minus sign of b. It's not negative, it is a minus sign, okay? And plus with square root of 25. And divide by 2, multiply a. And the value of a here, 3. We got 3 here. And then you got 6 divided by 6, so equal to 1. How about h2? Negative b minus square root of discriminant divided by 2a. And negative from -1, write out like this. Plus the square root of 25, like this. And divide by, oh no, it's not minus. It's not plus. It has to be minus. Okay, this is minus. And then what you have here, negative 1 minus 5 equal to -4. -4 over 6, so the final is -2 over 3. And you got two solutions of this question is h equal to 1 and h equal to -2 divided by 3. Okay, very carefully about the negative number, and don't forget put it into the bracket when you substitute to the formula. Okay, I hope after 2 examples here you can understand more about the quadratic equation formula. Yeah, thank you so much and see you in next video.